Hello everyone! Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. If you're new around here, be sure to say hello, even if you're watching the replay. That's right, I see you on the replay all the time. Also, let me know, how did you find me? I like to know, is it Facebook, is it Instagram, is it on email list, which if you're not on my email list, what are you doing? I put a link in the comments for you. That's my Start Here page. Whether you're new or you've been following me but you just haven't checked it out lately, you want to start on the Start Here page. Why? Because it's super simple to get all the resources you need. Free resources and paid resources. I made it simple. So be sure to check that out after the show. Now, what is today? Let me just start with that because it's Monday, but what is today? Now, some of you may be thinking, well, it's Canada Day, and that's true. I just learned that today. Today's Canada Day. You can fill me in down below on what that means for you, for all of you who are celebrating, because I would love to know and love to be able to celebrate with you. But for us business owners, today is a special day. It is the start of Q3. That's right, Q3. That is our quarter 3. So if you haven't planned anything out, if you haven't even thought about it, well, today's almost over, and today/tomorrow would be a good time to check things out. Now, if you're an Edster, which is a member of the Hey Ed Network, or if you become one, hint, hint, Start Here page, you want to go there later, you will be finding a post tonight. I will be sharing some very helpful tips on helping you with your Q3 goals and what you can do in order to meet the goals that you have, how to set your goals, all of that. So I have a really awesome post that's going to be going out a little bit later this evening. So even if you become an Edster tonight, tomorrow, you'll still be able to access that. So be sure to check that out. For those who are already Edsters, you'll be getting that tonight, so you're welcome. It's an early start. So today I wanted to jump into this article. For those who have been following the page, you had probably, hopefully, if Facebook lets you, you would have seen this article. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. You would have seen this article, which I shared, and I did talk about it, and then I also mentioned that I would go live today to pull out business tips, because it's very important that we stop, read the article. So if you haven't read the article, let me know, and even if you're watching the replay, and I'll share it with you. But we want to make sure that we not only read the article, but we think about the things that are going on in it, what we can learn from it. And that's what this live is about. It's about pulling out those teachable moments. So first off, I just am so impressed with this 13-year-old Michael Platt, who has his own bakery. You guys, he started his own bakery. Actually, he started it 2 years ago, according to the article, and that is impressive. So let's just say that if you are thinking about starting a business, or you just started it and you're stressed out and you're worried about it, one, we need to talk, but two, understand that it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, you can always start. It's never going to be too late to start. There's systems and processes that you need to set up. There is a plan that you need to craft and really follow, but it's never too late to start. So that's the first message that I want to pull right out of the gate here from this article, is that it doesn't matter what age you're at, you can start. And I love seeing articles like this because it shows our youth really getting into that entrepreneurial mindset early on. And I will tell you, from working in the education system and working with local school districts, it is slowly but surely becoming a thing in school, meaning teaching business and teaching the entrepreneurship way of things. But again, we have to think about it. It's the education system. They're not necessarily going to be up to date with the technology, with what's going on with online business. They don't have the funds. Like, there's so many things. And thankfully, I've been able to go into some of the schools locally and work with high schoolers and teach them about online business and digital marketing, and it's been awesome, and I can't wait to do more of that. I have some big plans for the rest of this year to take that to the next level, but it's awesome to be able to see stories like this come out because it allows us to all open up and realize that it is a thing. Like, entrepreneurship, it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter if you have a full-time job, a part-time job, like it's there, and it's stuff that we need to be paying attention to. So let's keep going down this article. I have a few points here that I want to make sure we get to. Here he talks about how he was inspired, and then he talks about how he has the Tom's Shoes basically plan where he's going to connect his two passions. So at the age of 11, he founded the bakery that operates on the Tom's 1-for-1 model. So for every cupcake, cake, or cookie that Michael sells, he donates another one to the homeless and hungry. That is so cool. Isn't that crazy? I just love that. So it's not just about creating the business to make money. It's creating the business for a bigger purpose, and we'll get into that the more we go through this here. Twice a month he heads out to 2 different locations, including domestic violence shelters. Let me just say, one of my clients is a nonprofit who works with the youth, and some of their stories in terms of what the youth have took on as projects have blown me away over the years, and domestic violence is one of them. Food shelters, I mean, it is crazy when you look at these articles and these students who are going through and not just doing, you know, the textbook stuff, but they're really going into the community and starting to work with different projects, and some are just, they blow your mind. It's crazy, so I love it. Then we go over here. He talks about how cupcakes, you know, reminds him of his childhood, and it's really good. I always wanted to have, here's his quote, I always wanted to have a purpose for what I do. It's all about helping people, not just having a purpose for yourself, but thinking about how does this touch other things. What do you think about that? Even if you're watching the replay, what do you think about that? Just that quote right there. I'm going to highlight it for you so you can really see it. So powerful. This guy right here. Isn't that amazing? And this is from a 13-year-old. It's fantastic. He cooks in his kitchen. He shares it with his mom, which is great. And then here is another important part. Most customers place their order via what? What am I highlighting right here? Even if you're watching the replay. What are the 2 things that he is mentioning right here in terms of his orders? Facebook and a website. That's what he's talking about. Facebook and a website. So if you're new to me, this is what I talk about all the time, and this is what I help business owners with, is you get a website. That's the first start. And then once you have a website, you work in the social media. And between the 2, and of course there's more, but we're just talking about these specifically, between the 2, you have a game plan to tie them in so that it's like a revolving door. One works with the other. That is what you need to have for your business. If you don't, then we need to talk because it's so important. So right here he talks about placing the customers. Now I pulled up his website, so let's take a quick look at his website and Facebook just to give you an idea of what he's working with because you're probably curious. So here's his website. Now I'm not talking about the website has to be so perfect and it has to be super clean and there's a long list of things that we should do, we could do, we maybe will do, but at the end of the day, it's about having the information available and being able to say who you are, what you do, and how people can get a hold of you. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. So when you look at this, here is his website, Make Life Sweeter. and then here's the menu. So we're just going to click in there. I just want to show this to you. Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are from what we've covered so far. And if you want the article, I can share that with you as well after the broadcast here. Oops, let me click on it again. There we go. So our flavors. So he's talking about his flavors, and then he goes in. Here is what he's got going on. 3 items there. 1 item here, and we'll talk about this in a second. That's it. That's what he's got. Then if we go over to the Facebook page, just to show you, because again, he talked about having website and Facebook as the places that he sells. Here is his, and I just commented on his article, gave him a little love there because, you know, I just liked his page and I really enjoyed the article and I want to support him. So here's his Facebook page. Notice that over here on the side, there's nothing about a shop. So, and I haven't dove in deeper on this one yet, but I'm guessing that his sales through Facebook are probably going to be through the phone number, Messenger, people probably just contacting him that way versus the selling like you see on his website here. So that would be my assumption. But then let's go back to the article over here. And let's keep moving along here. So he sells roughly 75 cupcakes a month, 4 for $15, along with a dozen cookies and a dozen Chef's Choice items, which of course means he must also make more than 100 treats to give away because he does the giveaway. So let's keep going down this list here. And I'm just kind of scanning with you guys because I've already read this, but I want to make sure we get to the points that I wanted to cover here. Sometimes he bakes to raise money for hunger fighting nonprofit groups too, which is awesome. And he also, here's the cool part. So for all of you listening, watching, this is something that you want to think about. Is you have your business and how can you make it better? How can you add things to it without making it too crazy on you, you know, because you have a ton of things to do. Just like Michael did here, he spent a morning last weekend teaching a baking class with a suggested price of $30. It's a pop-up class. Super easy. Any business can do this. In fact, I just had a call with a client yesterday who we were talking about their business idea and how they need to start planning it out more and getting things in basically organized so that then we can move on to the next level. And we were talking exactly about this because here's the thing, you guys, my brain, the minute that we start talking about your business, it automatically flips the switch and everything starts to come together. And we were starting to talk about pop-up ideas because they were talking about opening a restaurant, and it's like, no, that's way too far in advance. That's great to have on the plan, but that's not where you're going to start. We got to start at the basics, and then let's do pop-ups and things like that. So understand that when we work together, it happens right away. It's not something that takes a long time and that we have to, you know, the part that takes a long time is us really fine-tuning things, but the business brain just goes right away. That's why some of my friends obviously are very lucky because that's just how it works. So let's keep going here because we're going to talk about what he offers in terms of the different options that he offers. And let me get further down here. Here we go. He offers customers 3 kinds of goodies each month. So this is what I want you to pay attention to. Right here. I'm highlighting it for those watching, even if you're watching the replay, and for those listening, I'm going to say it for you. He offers 3 kinds of goodness. You can choose between shortbread cookies, a staple item, one staple item, a chef's choice that he invents every 4 weeks, and that month's edition of what Michael calls the Freedom Fighter Cupcakes. So he has 3 items, which we've talked about on the show before, the magic rule of 3, and he has 1 staple item out of that 3. That one thing that he's known for, that he's going with. And I guess in this case I wouldn't say known for necessarily, because it's a shortbread cookie versus the cupcake, which is the whole story here. But it's that one thing that he keeps as his main item. So that's what you want to think about with your business, is that what's that one thing that is your staple item. Let me take a look at my other notes here. Chef's choice, yeah. So I choose, and then I like this one, this quote down here. So I choose a person to base a cupcake off of for each month. So he's talking about that cupcake every month that he does. And each month I have a flavor that represents them, and I'll tell their story on my Instagram page. This is how we tie in social media. This is how we're tying it in. Do you see how exciting this is? This is why I had to do a live. So let's go to his Instagram. When you look at his Instagram, and I don't know if this is one, but let's take a look. We go up here. July's Freedom Flyer Cupcakes. This is how he's tying in Instagram. Here's his monthly cupcake. And here's the story. Then he posts it. And all of these comments start coming up. And when you look at it, I'm going to kind of look through here. He talks about July's Freedom Fighter cupcakes. He gives the sweet cream whipped icing and pistachios in honor. And he goes through the whole story here. And you guys can read it later when you go check out his stuff. But not only that, what else does he have going on here? I'm giving you guys a lot of good stuff here. I hope you're taking notes because you can watch the replay as well. At the very least, though, you got to let me know that you're here when you watch the replay, just so that way I know it's helpful. So when you look at this, it's not just the cupcake, but watch. What's going on here? I'm not going to tell you. I know it, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait for you to tell me. What's going on here with this post? That's going to be key for your business. So let me go back over to the article, and I think I have a few more. Oh yeah, a few more here. So then we get down to over here. Remember, he shares the kitchen with his mom, and here's a cake that he made. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Then we're going to go down here. I'm just looking for the quote that I had a little bit further down. Right here. Michael calls his mom, quote, his baking consultant. Again, we all need to have a business coach, a mentor, a community, the whole thing. We need to have it because we can't just do it on our own. Teamwork equals success. I talk about that all the time. Teamwork equals success. So even the best of the best have people above them that they look up to, that they're learning from. That's what you need to be doing, especially for your business and having it online. Technology is not easy, and being able to keep up with everything is not easy, especially if you're not a techie, especially if social media is not your thing. Hence why you have me and why you're tuning in. So keep that in mind. I think one more is down here. Yep. Then I have one last one for you guys here. Michael said he will never get over how cool it is that you can start with flour and eggs and wind up with an entire cake. Let me repeat that for you. Michael said he will never get over how cool it is that you can start with flour and eggs and wind up with an entire cake. Why would I quote that, and why would I repeat that? You tell me down below, because I'm curious what your interpretation of that is. So if you need this article, just let me know and I can send it to you below. And I hope that this was helpful for your business. If you need anything, my Start Here page is there in the comments. Definitely check it out if it's been a while since you've been over there. If you've never been there, go check it out. Helpful tips there. And if you need anything else, just let me know. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.